so I've got two bronzers to show you today. I've got the new Armani Luminous Silk Bronzer and I've got the new RMS ReDimension Hydra Bronzer. These are both in the lightest shades and I'm going to try them side by side so I can see which one works best for me. Well, maybe they both do, but they are different, so it'll be interesting to see. And I've also got the new Pat McGrath under eye setting powder in the new baby pink shade. And I'm going to be trying this side by side with the light shade, which is the one I use every single day, so we can see what the difference is between these two. And then lastly, I've got one YSL LOVESHINE lipstick to show you. I'm really looking forward to trying these on. I have been anxiously waiting for these bronzers to arrive. All of these products look beautiful and I can't wait to see how they look. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47, I'm not a professional, just somebody who loves makeup and beauty, and I like to show you looks and share beauty news with you here on my channel. If that's something you think might interest you, then I would love it so much if you liked and subscribed below, and if you just could comment below saying anything at all, that really is so helpful to me. And my skin is fair to light with neutral undertones. I've got combination skin, mostly dry with a slightly oily T-zone. That's all about me. Let's move on to the video. So I've got my foundation and contour concealer base. I have done nothing else, so I haven't set anything. That's why I'm starting the video here, because the first thing I want to show you is this new setting powder from Pat McGrath. So here is the new baby pink, and here it is up against the light, which is the one I use every single day, so you can see the colour. And with this you get 4 grams of product and it costs £31. Now, if you don't know these, they are extremely popular. I think loads of people have this as their #1 under eye setting powder. It is so good for blurring lines under here. It is so forgiving on mature skin. It never cakes. It is one of the most reliable under eye powders I've ever tried. Now, there's only 2 other powders I can use under my eyes that don't cause caking, and that is my Delilah setting powder and my Giorgio Prisme Libre. They are both loose powders, unlike this one. So with this one, it comes in light, medium and deep tones. So obviously I've got the lightest for under the eyes. This does have quite a strong brightening effect. And now we have the pink, but also we have the yellow, which was released a while ago, and these are both for colour correcting under the eyes. Now this yellow is just way too yellow for under my eyes. I've only used it once or twice and it just looked dreadful on me, so I've pretty much given up on that one, I'm afraid. But I'm very interested to see what the pink looks like, because my Prisme Libre powder is the pink one, so this could be really good. So I'll just pat down my concealer just to make sure it's set in nicely before I put my powder on. So I've got 2 separate powder puffs here so that I don't get these confused, and I'm going to start with a pink. So the way I apply this basically is to really put quite a decent amount on the puff, but then tap it into the back of my hand and then set. Still has a very strong brightening effect, even though this one is the pink. And I'm actually going to take this into my T-zone a bit, again on one side, so we can see if there's any difference with the white. So I'm taking this down my nose. So there we are. At the moment my lines are actually a little bit too visible here, so I don't know if that's the pink or if it's just me having a bad day. So now I'll go in with the white, the one I use every day. So I would say the thing I'm noticing straight away is the pink has more of a brightening effect. So that's definitely worth keeping in mind, because I do find that this light powder has quite a strong brightening effect anyway. And the pink seems to have a little bit more. So at the moment I can't honestly see any difference. I've got my magnification mirror here with a light on. So I'm just going to look in that. And in all honesty, I don't think I can see any difference. I would love to know if you can see any difference between rose and light. I don't see any difference. I think they work exactly the same way. My lines are being slightly exaggerated today. I really don't know why. I haven't slept well the last few days, so I think this could just be something to do with me. The blurring out and the overall finish is exactly the same, and I don't see any difference. Apart from when I first applied the pink one, I just felt it was a bit more brightening. So there we have the 2 sides. And currently, if you have this one, I don't think you really need this one, would be my honest opinion. It will definitely get used by me. I like the idea of having pink just because of how much I love the way it looks on me with the Givenchy one. But I'm not really seeing it on my face at all. I think it's such a pale white pink. So for me, it's just like a great backup, because I always keep a backup of this, and I actually recently started the light, so I don't have a backup. So this is fine. I think I can alternate between these, or just move when I finish this one straight to the pink, and I'm not really going to see any difference. So whilst it's very good, if you have the light, I don't think you need this pink. I'm just going to go off camera now and just finish my eyes, set the rest of my face, and we can try these new bronzers. So now I'm ready to continue with these new bronzers, which is the bit I've really been waiting for. So let's first look at the RMS bronzer that I've got. So this is in the lightest shades, which is Beachwalk Betty. And with these you get 6.5 grams, and it's £32 if you buy it with the case, and it's £29 if you get the refill. This comes in 4 different shades. It's talc free, and it's a long wear gel to powder bronzer. So this one, Beachwalk Betty, is for light skin tones, and it's described as a neutral nude. And the next shade up moves light to medium and so forth, which is why I've gone for the lightest. And here is the new Armani bronzer. So I've got this in shade 90. It's got 18 grams in this, so it's huge. I paid £39 for this, but it's now £46. I got it from the Boots website here in the UK. So you're paying £13 more for this bronzer than you are for the RMS, but then it's 18 whopping grams in this, so it will last you forever, whereas this one is just 6.5 grams. So this is described as an ultra creamy bronzing powder, which should create an instant Mediterranean glow. This contains skin gliding oils apparently, so it should blend on seamlessly. So this does feel really soft when you swatch. So I find bronzers really difficult to swatch and show you because they're very hard to show up on camera, especially when I'm showing you the lightest ones because I'm so fair skinned. So I have filmed this for you in natural light, and I've also compared it with some other bronzers so you can see if you might already have something similar in your collection. So on my hand you will see 3 swatches, the RMS, the Armani, and whichever one I'm comparing it with. So let's take a look. Starting with the RMS. This is quite cool toned, which is great news, and here is the Armani, much more warm toned. Both look like they suit my skin tone, but warm and cool I think. And the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, this one is a good match for the Armani, both warm toned. And here is the Gucci, the Eclat Soleil in 01, and this one is actually a good match for the RMS. It does look more cool toned certainly than the Armani. And here is the YSL in 01. This is very light and you can hardly see it. It really is an extremely light bronzer, this one, but it's quite warm. Here it is in 02, and this is a closer match for the Armani. It's sort of in between the two, I'd say. And here's Pat McGrath, and this one is Nude Honey. And this one is actually closer to the RMS. And here we have Hourglass, the Nude Bronze Light. And this one is probably a little bit lighter but closer to the Armani. And House Labs. This is level 3, and even though this is level 3, it's quite a good match for the Armani. Slightly deeper, but definitely warm. And then we have Hermes, and this is in shade 2 Atlas, and this is also quite a good match for the Armani. And one that I didn't include in that, which somebody actually asked me about yesterday on one of my shorts reels, was this one. This is the Christian Dior, which recently released, and this is the 032 Pink Bronze, so it's got the bronze with the pink. And this is a very warm bronze, and somebody asked how this compared with the Armani, so I'm just going to swatch this for you. So here is the Dior, and here is the Armani. So you can see they are both warm, but there's definitely more of a reddish hue coming with this one, which you would expect because it's got the rose in. So this one is slightly warmer, but they are definitely both warm. I'll do a side-by-side swatch here under the lights in case it looks better of these two new bronzers we're trying today. So here is the RMS and here is the Armani. So you can see quite a big difference here in tones. The RMS also has quite a glowy shine to it, like their blushes, which you don't get with the Armani, which sits a lot more matte. So it's time to try these on. So I'm going to try the Armani on this side and the RMS on that side. Now, going by the swatches, I'm going to have two very different sides, but I thought it'd be quite interesting to see on my skin tone how they look different, so you can see which one might look better if you have a similar skin tone, or if you have a different skin tone, why you prefer to use a different one to me. I'll be using my Sonia G Niji Pro, which I pretty much always use for bronzer, and I will just clean this off in between. I've just gone into the Armani, and just to show you, there's a lot, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but there is a lot of kickback, trust me, a lot. In fact, it's making me a bit nervous about how much to put on my face. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's got a lovely finish. Oh, this is warm, but immediately as I put this on, I like it actually. What a lovely finish. It's got quite a smoothing, blurring finish. And I've only just put a tiny bit on, but wow, I really like that. I was honestly expecting to think that about the RMS instantly and not so much the Armani because of the colour. So I do need to be careful, there's quite a lot on this brush and it really does pack a punch. So with it containing 18 grams and not needing much, this is probably going to last me for the rest of my life. Oh, I really like that. What a stunning finish. I'll take a tiny bit more, but I probably shouldn't. That is really nice. I can tell you straight away I prefer this to the YSL. This formula is just so beautiful. It's just got the most perfecting finish on it. Really is giving the holiday vibes as well. I love that. That's definitely the best bronzer I've tried this year, easily. But I haven't tried the RMS yet, but definitely. I'm just going to slightly buff this out because it is, even though it's the lightest shade, it's still quite a strong shade for me with my skin tones. It does need to be buffed out a bit, I think. Oh, that is just perfect. Buffs out so easily as well. So there we have it. That is beautiful. And for a warm shade, I really think it suits me. And I always go for the cool tones. I haven't liked really any warm ones I've tried. Most of the bronzers that have been released recently have always been warm, and it's been driving me mad that I can't get cool tones. But I love that. That is a massive win for me, it really is, I love it. So now to try the RMS, I've just cleaned off my brush, much less kickback on this. So let's see. Yeah, it's not picking much up at all. So unlike the Armani where I just picked up a ton of product with the brush, this one can hardly see it, so I can afford to go in quite a bit more, I think. Oh, this has got a lovely finish as well. You can see the glow straight away. That really is beautiful. Just look at the glow that you're getting, that classic RMS glow. And the colour, it builds up nicely. You can build it up, which I really appreciate actually, rather than it coming in one go. Like with the Armani, I needed to work with it because it really does come very quickly, the colour. This one I can build, which I like. This colour is beautiful. Comes up definitely darker. It's cooler toned, but it's showing more colour, isn't it? This one is more of a sort of soft bronze, and this one's definitely a cool tone, deeper bronze. So I don't think I would want to go in any more than I have done with the RMS. So I've only gone in twice. First time really lightly, the second time I really swept around the pan, and this is the final effect. I don't think it's as smoothing and blurring as the Armani, and it definitely shows up texture a bit because it's got that glow, but it's still very, very beautiful. But I can actually say straight away, which is a real surprise, that it's the Armani I prefer. I think it's just one of the most natural things ever. It really is. It's designed to make you look like you've got a tan, and that's exactly what it's done, but in the most incredibly natural way. And I'm quite surprised how the warm has worked so well for me. This one is actually packing quite a bit of colour. I feel like I've almost got a bit of blush on with it. And this is the lightest in the new release. So there are quite a few differences here between these two. You've got the luminous one here, you've got the shine, and you've got the cool tone, and then you've got the warmth of the Armani, which is finishing a lot more matte than the RMS. But it's not matte, it's not fully matte by any means, because it definitely has a sort of luminosity too. It's just extremely natural. I love the way it's blurring everything out and perfecting things. It's just gorgeous. The minute I applied it, I thought, wow. So, which one do you prefer? I'd love to hear down in the comments, watching this now, which one do you think is the nicest on me? Which one would you be picking up? You might have a totally different undertone to me or skin tone to me, so you might think this would suit you better or this one. I think they are definitely both beautiful. Probably the two of the best bronzers that have released for me in a very long time, because I haven't really been wowed by a bronzer for quite a long time. But the Armani absolutely is the winner for me. I adore this, and I'm not a huge fan of any bronzers, to be honest. They don't wow me very often, but this one has. So I just quickly popped a bit of blush on, and now I'm ready to try this YSL lipstick. Just for note, I just put a tiny bit of a cool toned blush, so it doesn't really take away too much from the bronzer. So here is the new YSL LOVESHINE. Look at the case on this. I think it was probably this case that drew me into this more than anything else. I think there's about 18 or 19 shades in this, I can't remember exactly. I've only picked up the one. So this is 209 Pink Desire. You can see the sort of flecks in it there, so it'll be interesting to see how this one applies to the lips and whether it's very pigmented as it looks here in the case. This promises up to 24 hours of hydration, which personally I don't believe. I can have the best lip balm, lip mask on the planet, and I still need to keep reapplying. I have super dry lips, but it's always good to have something that is offering hydration. And these cost £36, so these are quite the pricey lipstick. So this contains fig extract and other nourishing oils, which is where the hydration is coming from. And this promises a semi-sheer high shine finish. And it also says it's buildable, so let's test that out. Straight away you can see the pigment is not strong, so don't be put off these really strong colours if you want to try this out, because it's certainly not strong when you apply it. Feels beautiful on the lips. So I've got a rose coloured liner on. It's actually the Lisa Eldridge in 1C, which is becoming a real favourite of mine. I think that worked really nicely with this lipstick. I think that's beautiful actually. Really comfortable, very easy to apply. Definitely one of those ones you can do blind, I think, so great one to take out with you for daily top-ups, and great if you like to top up with hydration, because I like to top up with lip balms throughout the day, so this is a great way of doing it and still getting that little bit of colour and shine. Really pretty. So if you're looking at their colours, it's worth noting if you go for the lighter ones, I don't think they're going to have an awful lot of payoff, because this is one of the deeper shades and this is how deep it looks. But it does say it's buildable, so I'm going to go in for a second layer to see if it builds up a little bit more. So that's how it looks built up. I have definitely got a bit more colour, which is great. Really, really comfortable. I love this. I'm really enjoying these lipsticks. It is so much of a trend at the moment to have these ones that basically are cross with a lip balm really. It's just so comfortable, so easy to apply, but also you're getting that pretty colour as well. Really, really like that. Makes me want more of them, but they are super expensive. I'd love to know if you've tried any of these, what shades, if you've got a recommendation for me that might twist my arm and make me go in for another one. This is beautiful. So there's my final look. I've really enjoyed trying all of these on today. So looking back, we have the Pat McGrath setting powder, which as we saw didn't really make any difference to the light. So whilst it's a beautiful under eye setting powder and I highly recommend it, I don't think there's an awful lot of difference between this one and the light on my skin tone at least. But it was worth noting it does offer a little bit more of a brightening effect. So if you're looking for that, maybe the pink would be your better out of the two. And now these two bronzers, definitely two of the best bronzers to launch in a very, very long time. Two very different bronzers. I haven't applied any highlighter, so I thought it was worth looking just to see the glow I've got, which is coming through completely from the RMS bronzer. So if you use this bronzer with maybe a bit of blush like I've added now, but you can even get away without that because it's got enough colour to almost be a bronze, blush, highlight all in one. It's sort of serving all of that with the way it sits on my skin anyway. It's certainly giving me enough colour. So you could almost get away with just using this. You can really see the shine. And here we have the Armani. Now there is a bit of luminosity coming through on my cheekbones and I haven't put any highlighter on. My foundation is not remotely luminous. So there is a little bit of luminosity coming through here from the Armani as well. So they are both very natural, pretty bronzers. But for me, the Armani is the absolute winner. Just the way it smooths out and giving me a sort of airbrushed finish. I absolutely love that. I think it's definitely the more mature skin friendly. I think if you look at the two sides of my face, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but my texture is showing up quite a bit more here on the RMS side, whereas the Armani has just really blurred things out beautifully. So I hope that they're going to have even more shades in this, because I hope everybody finds their perfect shade, because this really is a phenomenal formula. Stunning. And then the YSL lipstick, absolutely stunning. I love the case, I love this colour actually, and I love the formula. My lips feel beautiful, they really do. They do have that light shine. It is quite sheer, but you can build up the colour, so really like this and definitely interested in getting some more, but trying to resist because I've completely blown the budget with my makeup purchases recently. So that's all from me for today. I'd love to hear from you. Have you bought any of these? Will you be buying them? What do you think of them and what are your favourites? I would really love to hear from you down below in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video and you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate it so much if you subscribed and hit that notification bell. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for returning. And I hope to see all of you again for my next video. Take care everybody. Bye.